Well, we start with the latest coming in from Allahabad High Court. The hearing in the Gyanvapi case has begun. So that's the latest update coming in. Hearing has resumed in the Gyanvapi case. Remember, this is the Mosque Committee's appeal against ASI survey in the Gyanvapi complex. The court has asked ASI on the success rate of the survey. The CGI says, what is the success rate of this method? To which the ASI responds, it can go up to 10 meters deep in the ground, and this depends on the soil as well. That's the ASI's response. In the meanwhile, ASI experts also appearing before the court. The officials currently explaining to the court the scientific method that the survey team will conduct at the mosque complex. They're also in fact getting into technicalities, explaining how the GPR, the ground penetrating radar techniques, will be done there. Now, we did see how on Monday this week itself a 30-member team from the ASI began this survey at the Gyanvapi mosque in Varanasi. They carried out inspection to determine if the mosque was built on top of the ancient Hindu temple as is being alleged. But the Supreme Court shortly thereafter ruled that no ASI survey will be conducted of the mosque complex until 26th of July. And today is when the Allahabad High Court hearing is also resumed after the Muslim side's petition against the move. Let me go across to Harish joining us live with all those legal updates. The hearing has begun. Harish, quickly take us through the latest you're picking up.
Yes, in fact, as per reports from Allahabad High Court, the hearing has resumed. Remember, the Allahabad High Court is hearing the petition filed by the Anjuman Intizamiya Masjid against Friday's order of Varanasi court ordering an ASI survey. And today, after the arguments of the Muslim side and partly hearing the Hindu side, the judge, the Chief Justice of Allahabad High Court, who is heading the bench, has said that he needed to take a version from the Archaeological Survey of India and had summoned an officer of the ASI to ascertain how the radar imaging of the mosque will be conducted, and also several other aspects regarding taking of measurement and also photography. Remember, the Supreme Court, even during the Supreme Court hearing, the Hindu side had assured that there will not be any excavation or digging, any intrusive or invasive work till the court approves it. But today, even today, the Hindu side had told the Allahabad High Court that only the ground, in fact, radar imaging and some measurements and also only photography can be allowed, that they have no problem with it. So after that, to satisfy itself, the court had summoned an ASI official who has appeared before the court, and even as we are talking, the ASI official will be briefing the court as to how the ASI will go about the task of radar imaging, and how in fact the Allahabad High Court wanted to satisfy itself that no damage will be done to the existing structure, one of the main apprehensions raised by the Anjuman Intizamiya Masjid before the court. Back to you.
Thank you for that, Harish. Let's quickly update our viewers on what's happened the last 2 to 3 days. Since Monday, we've seen a lot of developments take place, and a lot depends really on what comes of the Allahabad High Court. 5 p.m. today was the time when the stay ordered by Apex Court on ASI survey of Gyanvapi Mosque complex would expire. So we've already hit 5 p.m. on the clock. In view of that, the Allahabad High Court has resumed hearing on the Muslim side's plea. The Anjuman Intizamiya Masjid, which manages the mosque, had moved the High Court a day after the Supreme Court verdict. Earlier, in fact, we did hear from the Muslim side. They presented its argument first. In the plea, the Mosque Committee, remember, is seeking to halt the ASI work on the grounds of tearing hurry shown by the authorities in going ahead with the survey without granting it sufficient time to appeal. The top court had directed the Allahabad High Court to hear the appeal before its status quo order expires. We spoke to the Muslim side as well about the crux of their argument so far. Let's quickly listen in.
objection is that it will cause damage to the existing structure. Only the pleadings has been exchanged. Even the issues has not been framed. Evidence has not been given by either of the parties. Therefore, at this stage, passing of an order for scientific survey is premature. When the maintainability of suit itself is sub judice before the Honorable Supreme Court, and if the Honorable Supreme Court holds that the suit itself is not maintainable and it is barred by Places of Worship Act, the hearing will be concluded tomorrow. If the hearing did not conclude tomorrow, obviously the interim order has to be extended.
Well, it was the Varanasi court that last Friday gave directions to conduct an ASI survey of the Gyanvapi mosque complex, excluding the Wazukhana area, which has been sealed. Now, the mosque side appealed against this, claiming that the district judge who ordered ASI survey showed extreme urgency and acted in an illegal manner while ignoring due process. They also claimed that Hindu side has no evidence to back their claim and are now using ASI to gather proof, while completely dismissing the arguments by the Hindu side that the mosque has been built over ruins of an ancient Hindu temple. The Muslim petitioners say that the structure is at least 1,000 years old and no temple was demolished in 1669 on direction by any emperor. In fact, responding to Mosque Management Committee's reservation that excavation by the ASI team during its exercise can cause damage to the structure, the Hindu petitioners have assured the court that no digging will be carried out. Only GPR survey and videography, etc. will be done. Here's what the Hindu side lawyer has stated in the latest.
सर, क्या कुछ डेमो किया जाएगा आज कोर्ट के सामने? उनको आश्वासन दिया जाएगा किस तरीके?
हाँ, डेमो किया जाएगा, प्रेजेंटेशन देंगे अपना जो भी है, और ऑनरेबल सीजे साहब को प्रेजेंटेशन बताएंगे कि नुकसान स्ट्रक्चर को कैसे नहीं होगा, क्योंकि कोर्ट का प्राइमरी कंसर्न यही है कि स्ट्रक्चर को जो भी सर्वे होना है हो जाए, लेकिन स्ट्रक्चर को नुकसान नहीं पहुंचे। हालांकि एएसआई के एडवोकेट ने साफ साफ बोल दिया है कोई नुकसान नहीं होना है, इवन प्लास्टर भी वहां से नहीं हटेगा।
आपने एक अश्योरेंस दिया है कि डिगिंग नहीं होगी, प्लास्टर भी नहीं होगा वहाँ पे?
प्लास्टर भी नहीं हटेगा, एएसआई के जो है एडवोकेट ने कहा है। लेकिन फिर भी कोर्ट इन चीजों को लेके बहुत बारीकी से आगे बढ़ रही है, इसीलिए एक्सपर्ट को कोर्ट में सीधे बुलाए गए। वो बनारस से 4:30 बजे अगली सुनवाई में रहेंगे, तो उसके बाद जो भी होगा कोर्ट का अपना डिसीजन होगा।
Both the parties have given their submissions, and continued submissions have been put forward before the Honorable Chief Justice. And when the point of that how this procedure will go on, the scientific survey and investigations which ought to take place as per the order which are under challenge. So he wanted to understand what has to be done. For that, he asked for an expert opinion, and for the expert of the ASI, Archaeological Survey of India, the officer has been called upon. And the arguments will be continued at 4:30 p.m.
Sir, I want to understand, the Muslim side has said that excavation would harm the structure. Have you given any sort of assurance to the court that no digging will take place?
Actually, this assurance can be given only by an expert. We have submitted before the Honorable Court that this is the latest technique which has been adopted by various countries, and it is globally accepted, this technique of GPR. To that, the court wanted to know deeply into this matter, and for that purpose only the officer has been called upon.
Let's quickly open this up as the hearing has begun. We'll keep breaking down all those legal updates trickling in, but we do have Supreme Court Advocate Namit Saxena with us on the broadcast, along with former Secretary of JNK Muslim Personal Law Board, Mr. Ahmad Ayaz. Mr. Ahmad Ayaz, to you first, to really try and get to the bottom of the Muslim argument as well. All right, before that, we do have a big breaking news update coming in. The Allahabad High Court has paved the way for an ASI survey. In fact, we're being told that 31st July has been set as the deadline, the date by when the ASI should conclude with the survey. So the High Court says finish the survey by the 31st of July. This is a big update coming in, and certainly a victory, big relief for the Hindu side, because they wanted the survey to be conducted. In fact, they've been saying no damage is going to be done to anything within the mosque premises, that the excavation should not be a concern because only GPR survey will be conducted. That, of course, has been assured by the Hindu side, but a big update coming in with the Allahabad High Court paving the way for an ASI survey. Harish, take us through the latest. By 31st July, the court says that the survey must be concluded.
Yes, in fact, a big victory once again for the Hindu side, as the Allahabad High Court had, in fact, upheld, though in a portion, the Varanasi court's order that ASI survey should be conducted. But in fact, we are waiting for more details, but it seems that the Allahabad High Court order is on the lines of what the Supreme Court had told the ASI and the UP government, that nothing intrusive, no digging or excavation should happen. Only the ground penetrating radar imaging and only measurements and photography shall be done, and nothing should be done which damages the structure of the so-called mosque, and also a very stern direction that the ASI survey should be completed within 30th. So a big victory on the lines of what the Varanasi court had ordered, and also on the lines of the assurance which the UP government and the Archaeological Survey of India had given to the Supreme Court. The importance of this order is that, remember, this is the first time any court, a lower court or high court, is embarking on an exercise to ascertain what is the character of that structure. Remember, for just for worshipping rights, as the Hindu side had claimed, it does not require a ASI survey. But remember, what is significant is that the Hindu side had argued that the very character of that complex is that of a Hindu temple.
Okay, I'll come back to you. More questions lined up for you, Hari.